Okay there, now before we jump into the actual video, I wanted to notify you that on March 4th, which is next Tuesday, we'll be getting some more personalization packs over on CoD, but also over on Black Ops 2, which is definitely pretty interesting. Now over on CoD, we'll be mainly getting some more skins. I personally don't find those very useful, because well, at the end of the day, you can only see them once you're in the lobby, or once you get killed, and I personally hate getting killed. And I don't really look at my own character whilst I'm in the lobby either. So I personally don't really see the use in those, but they do look pretty cool. We first off have a Rourke skin. He's the main antagonist within the CoD single player. Next up we have a Sakaev skin. He's the main antagonist within the Call of Duty 4 single player. Next up we have a Hazmat Suits. This one looks pretty cool. Don't really see the use in this one either. But then we also have the Makarov Legends pack. Now I do really like this one. Within this one you also get a skin, a reticule, a camo, a player card, and a patch. These look pretty cool. Makarov is quite the beast. Well, he used to be. I mean, he's dead now, but he used to be quite the beast. So, I mean, I'm definitely going to be buying this one. The Captain Price Legends pack was also pretty cool. The other camos, not so much, but I'm probably going to be getting this one as well. And then, for the interesting news, the Black Ops 2 personalization packs. Now these personalization packs will include a camo, a new reticle for all of the different sides. So you have the red dot sides, the EOTech sides, the hybrid sides, the ACOG sides, and I think that's it. Not too sure about it though, there could be one more. But anyway, the first camo we get is the Beast camo, which is inspired by nature's most lethal predators. This one looks pretty cool. Next up we have the Dead Man's Hand camo. This one is influenced by Old West gunslingers and card players. Next up we have Octane, which aims to please racing fans. That's really all that it says. I'm basically just looking at these camos, their descriptions at the moment. Nothing too special about it, but they do look really cool. And then finally we have Weaponized 115, which is based off of the Origins Zombies map, which was a Zombies map that was a part of the final Black Ops 2 DLC pack. But hopefully they'll also launch some more DLC maps, though I wouldn't bet on it. But the reason that we're getting more Black Ops 2 DLC is basically because, well, the next Call of Duty will be created by Sledgehammer Games, as most of you will probably know. So at this point in time, Treyarch and also Infinity Ward and so on and so forth, they also have another year to work on piece of DLC. So hopefully we'll be seeing some more camos in the near future, and well, I would really like to see a new map pack as well. Not gonna lie about it, though I wouldn't bet on it. Anyway, with that being said, all of these personalization packs will cost you €1.99, €1.99, $1.99, and if I'm not mistaken, £1.60 each. And then the Legends pack will cost you €3.99, $3.99, or £3.60 if I'm not mistaken. But just correct me if I'm wrong. After that being said, let's jump into the actual video. Alright then, what is going on? Arte here, and welcome to a new video. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about combining playstyles within Call of Duty Ghosts. Now in this case, I'm mainly talking about combining both playing aggressive and playing defensive. Now in this case, the gameplay is pretty short, because at the start I was not really rushing around. At the start I was playing defensive like I said, and then the idea was that I would get my score streaks, or in this case my specialist bonus, before I would start to rush around, and that definitely worked out wonders. I can say you that much. I was in the golden Bizon, managed to get the gold camo for this weapon a couple of days ago. Some people tell me that unlocking the gold camo takes ages. If you just focus on completing those challenges, you should be able to get a gold gun in, let's say, 2 to 3 hours. That should about do it. But this gameplay is pretty short, so I'm going to try to mesh everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. And if I can't do that, then I'll definitely make another video in which I talk about the exact same topic. So first off, like I said, in this video I wanted to talk about combining both playing defensive and playing aggressive. And in this case, I would like you to try and play defensive at the start of every single match you play. And then once you get, like I said, once you get your bonus or your streaks, that's when you want to start moving around. Because in that case, you have the upper hand in most gunfights, just because you already have a backup plan. Now that backup plan can be in the form of a ton of extra perks, but that can also mean that there's already a battle hind up in the air, something along those lines. So at the start of this gameplay, like I said, I was playing pretty defensive, and you can definitely tell that from the gameplay as well. I was basically just focusing on trying to hear my opponents, their footsteps, Because, well, as you all know, in this game, hearing footsteps is pretty easy. And as soon as you learn to focus on listening to footsteps, you can also very easily pinpoint where exactly your enemies are. And at that point in time, it becomes very easy for you to prepare yourself for every gunfight that is going to happen in the near future. Or at least that is, if you can hear your opponents, if they're using dead silence, it becomes a lot harder. But in most situations, most of your opponents will not be using dead silence. Dead silence, for as far as I know, is a pretty underrated perk. I personally use it a lot, a hell of a lot I should say, and it definitely works wonders. But try to focus on hearing footsteps. Then next up, once you get your specialist bonus or once you get your streaks, that's when you want to start rushing around. But in this case, I don't want you to rush around like a complete maniac. I want you to move from cover to cover, because at the end of the day, you can play aggressive within CoD Ghosts, but you die pretty quickly, so you want to make sure that there's always some sort of cover between you and your enemy that gives you the upper hand in terms of winning a gunfight. Now a little something in terms of setup, I was using the Bizon with the silencer and the foregrip. For perks, I was first using Ready Up, Marathon, Quick Draw, Takedown, Dead Silence, and Focus. Like I said at the start of this video, I was also using the specialist loadouts with first off Sleight of Hand, Scavenger, and Agility. And then after that, Amplifier, Resistance, and Deadeye. Now Resistance is a pretty useless perk. You can also swap that one for, let's say, Gambler. But I personally just had one more point to spend, so I went for Resistance instead of Gambler, just because I personally never really use Gambler. I hardly ever get a decent perk, so that's why I went for Resistance. It can help you out, of course, not on Strike Zone, but it might help you out at some points. Now this tactic works very well in terms of using the SMGs and the shotguns in this game. Just because those weapons aren't all that versatile, they really only work at close range. But this tactic also works when you're using, let's say, an assault rifle on Overlord or an LMG on Tremor. Just give it a go and tell me what you think. Anyway, with that being said, that was it for the video. If you enjoyed the video and would like to see some more, then definitely be sure to show support. The support that most of you have shown me lately is great, so thank you all so much for that. And if there's anything that you need help with in CoD Ghost or in Black Ops 2, simply leave a comment. And with that said, thanks for watching, I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.